Assalamualaikum and good day to our panelists, Dr. Noriza and Dr. Adillah. The title of our research is Film-Induced Tourism, the Influence of Film Towards the Tourist Travel Decision Making. Before we start, I will introduce my team and myself. So, my name is SYAMIMI binti Abdullah.
My name is NURR binti ZAMPA. For the introduction, film-induced tourism can be well defined as tourist travel to an attraction place or destination after watching the features on cinema screen, movie, television show or drama, according by Hudson and Ritchie 2005. In this study, it will be studying on the relationship between three pull factor by Jovesky and Trkova 2012, which is place, personality and performance, and travel decision making on tourists. Next is problem statement. According to Hamza 2016, there are certain countries that help the film industry vigorously in effort to boost the economy through tourism initiatives such as New Zealand, which is actively promote the Lord of the Ring film. According to Rosnan and Abdul Aziz 2012, compared to other countries that use film to promote their destination, it has been found that Malaysian film industry is a small industry with little annual production of film, as well as a small contribution to the local economy. The level of awareness of the business aspect of film-induced tourism is so limited that the efficiency of any film-induced tourism business is more about chance than great design, according to Beaton 2006. Other than that, film-induced tourism provide great opportunity but also create many inconvenience. According to Tari 2012, tourism in Malaysia does not extensively welcome the idea of film-induced tourism, and the challenge is to maintain a transparent equilibrium between the existing tourism offering in Malaysia and to take advantage of the possibility coming from new market, which are the best way of progression.
Next is research objective. The first one is to examine the influence of place in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making. Second, to examine the influence of personality in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making. The third one is to examine the influence of performance in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making. For the theoretical framework, we are using three-piece pull factor theory of film-induced tourism, which is consists place, personality, performance, and travel decision making. This is adapted from Korkiewski and Trkova on 2012.
This is literature review. We have 4 variables in this study, which is place, personality, performance, and travel decision making. Okay, first is place. Place is location or destination where the movie is shot. According to Jovesky and Trkova 2012, the film location will become tourist attraction. The geographical setting of a film location to be major attraction and motivational pull factor driving viewers to visit a specific film location, according to Riley 1998. Second is personality. According to Jovesky and Trkova 2012, define the personality of the film tourism pull factor as the need to visit a place where famous actor or main characters perform famous scenes. Third is performance. The influence of story may be described as an escape from the actual world and living in an indirect scene in a film, or the desire to be part of another story or script as part of a tourism dream. Next is travel decision making. Croy 2011 conclude that the film-induced tourism play a major role as an attractor, influence, and as an experience required by the tourists. Lam Hen Su 2016 reported that there were limited investigation into how the push and pull factors could influence the attitudes of people and ultimately lead to behavioral intention of choosing a destination for travel.
In this section, we will talk about research design, population and sampling, instrument development, pilot study, data collection and analysis. This research is quantitative and descriptive study. So, we will be using cross-sectional method for our research. As for the population and sampling, our target population is domestic tourists in Malaysia. In this research, non-probability sampling will be applied, and to determine the number of sample size, we will be using the formula set by Tabanik and Fidel 2013, which is using the formula 50 plus 8m, where m is the number of the factors and the appropriate number of sample size for this research is 150 for the respondent. In order to get a complete data for our research, we are using the Google form to distribute our questionnaire to the respondent. For the questionnaire, the type of scale is 5-point Likert scale. Therefore, 30 respondents will be selected to test whether it is understandable by the respondents regarding features such as wording, layout, and comprehension of list items. In this research, the data will be entered by using statistical package for social science, SPSS, and a reliability test will be run in pilot study by using Cronbach alpha. This table is about demographic characteristics of study respondent. Based on the table, we found that overall gender distribution of 150 respondents represent with 69.3% that equal to 104 respondents are females, while 30.7% that equal to 46 respondents are males. Majority of the respondents at age of 23 to 27 years old with 49.3% from the total sample. Most of the respondents were in university degree level, which is 40.7%. As for the marital status, 65.3% are single, while 34% is married, and the rest were others. We also found that 52% of the respondents are students. On average, majority of the respondents, 48%, had no income.
This table shows Cronbach alpha result. As we can see, the personality variables record the highest value of Cronbach alpha, which is 0.827, and place variables record the lowest value of Cronbach alpha, which is 0.683. The reliability tests for all variables are acceptable.
In this part, the value mean and standard deviation of all independent variables and dependent variables shown in the tables. This table is about the central measurement for place in film-induced tourism. We found that the statement "I am excited if I am able to be at the film locations in person" was accepted by most respondents as it had the highest mean value of 4.25 with the standard deviation of 0.882. The central measurement for personality in film-induced tourism is shown in this table. We found that the statement "I watched the film show because the star actors or actress are attractive" was accepted by most respondents as it had the highest value mean of 4.31 with the lowest standard deviation of 0.750. Next is the table of the central measurement for performance in film-induced tourism. We found that the statement "I watched the film show because the music features are good" was accepted by most respondents as it had the highest value mean of 4.16 with the lowest standard deviation of 0.883. The central measurement for travel decision-making in film-induced tourism was shown in this table. we found that the statement, "I want to visit the place to take photos of the locations where the movies were filmed," was accepted by most respondents as it had the highest mean value of 4.36 with the standard deviation of 0.877. This table is about multiple regression test result. This multiple regression analysis was done in order to answer all objective research questions and hypothesis testing in this study. Based on the table, it shows that the p-value for all the variable place, personality, and performance are below 0.5. Then can be concluded here that there is a correlation between independent variables between the dependent variables. For example, if tourists need to travel around, place, personality, and performance that have been shown in film influence their travel decision making. Throughout the study that has been conducted shows place, personality, and performance in film-induced tourism influence travel decision making. There exists a relationship between place, personality, and performance in film-induced tourism and travel decision making. At the end of this section, it's shown that all objective research questions and research hypotheses accomplished and proven clearly. As a result, the objective of this study has been achieved from the data collection and analysis. For the objective to examine the influence of place in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making, the objective has been done to achieve the respondent opinion on the place in film-induced tourism influence travel decision making. The respondent put the level of measurement 1 to 5 on their opinion as the answer. According to the highest mean score, tourists are agreed that I am excited if I am able to be at the film location in person. This shows that tourists will be excited to visit a place that is due to the film they watch. It shows that the filming location is very important to attract more tourists visit to the destination. Next, for the objective to examine the influence of personality in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making, this objective has been done to achieve the respondent opinion on the personality in film-induced tourism influence travel decision making. According to the highest mean score, tourists are agreed that I watch the film show because the star actor or actress are attractive. This shows that tourists will be excited to visit a place that is due to the actor or actress they watch. It shows that actor or actress is very important in film-induced tourism to attract more tourists to visit the destination. Next, for the objective to examine the influence of performance in film-induced tourism towards travel decision making, this objective has been done to achieve the respondent opinion on the performance in film-induced tourism influence travel decision making. According to the highest mean score, tourists are agreed that I watch the film show because the music features are good. This shows that tourists will be excited to visit a place that is due to music features of the film. It shows that music features is very important in film-induced tourism. Based on the study, among these attributes, the personality gives the most contribution that influence the tourist travel decision making. Based on the table constraints show that the personality 0.534 is the largest contribution. Means the personality film are more influences to the tourist travel decision making. These measures could be approved as not by Busby and Clark 2011 that visiting the destination of film thus give tourists the chance to get in touch with places closely associated with admired people and possibly even engage on a more tangible level with the film's artifact and memorabilia.
Next is implication of study. Since our research is related to the tourism, this research is bringing a positive implication to the industry for some part, which is First, the industry will get indirect promotion from film when a film been watched by the audience itself. Second is the tourism industry has an insight on how they can target their potential travelers and customer, which is through film. And next is both filmmaker and the tourism sector can better understand the reason that can enhance the desire of viewers to make travel decision after watching movies. Okay, now we move to the limitation of study. Okay, the limitation of references, especially the scientific article that are published in journals. Moreover, it become harder because the topic are dealing with feeling and psychology. For example, even they love the place in that particular film, but not the film itself. Of course, it will affect the travel decision making. Okay, next is due to the pandemic of COVID-19, the questionnaire need to be spread by using the online platform because the researcher is prevented from having the face-to-face session with the respondent. The limitation of face-to-face with the respondent is hindered and the questionnaire is answered using the Google form. Next is recommendation. We recommend more factors for travel decision making so it can explore more variables and it can have more details in factors that can influence tourist travel decision making. Other than that is need to add more number of respondents including international tourists. For the conclusion, we found that the youth travelers play a huge contribution to the tourism industry in Malaysia. It is because they are more attractive to watching film or movie. Next is the three-piece proof factor, which is place, personality and performance has affect the tourist travel decision making. As we can see, there exists relationship between independent variables, which is place, personality and performance in film-induced tourism and travel decision making. So, that's all from us. Thank you.